Hey guys.
Welcome to the first episode of Trigger Control.
Trigger Control. I was proving a point that I could remember it.
Yeah, instead of, what were you calling
Trigger time.
Trigger Time, yeah. We do have a podcast called Pew Time, available on all major streaming platforms, so you can join us every Tuesday and listen to that.
Yep.
But this is called
Trigger Control.
Trigger Control. But we want to kind of do it just as like a traveling show that we do that'll show the matches, our breakdown, some of the training that we do.
Yeah. The gear that we use, the training we do, our oversights of what we thought of a particular match and footage of it. So it's gonna be really good. I think it's gonna give us an opportunity to not only show you all what the journey is like as a shooter, but also help us to grow, because we will be paying a lot more attention to our shooting videos as we'll be diving into them in deeper discussions to then help us become better shooters.
Mm-hmm. Well, I hope you guys join us along for the ride. I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah. Not the car ride. We drive everywhere.
Well, I drive. She sleeps.
It's going to be a great season.
As you'll see, I promise.
You had better not.
You had better stay awake.
Well, on that note, I should go get my sleep so that I don't end up sleeping in the car. And having my snore face, drool face, smash window face posted all over Instagram and YouTube. I try so hard to fight it, and so I'll sit like straight up and try to not hide it.
That's how she sleeps, like a mummy.
It's good for your posture not to be all crunchy.
Huh.
Anyways, it's not good for your posture if you're sleeping in the car like this and you go... So, I will try not to sleep in the car so that you guys don't have to suffer through the horrendous faces that I make in my sleep. We're going to wrap this up.
Hi, my name is Rob Anderson, owner of Rare Breed Defense and member of Team Laugh and Load. And today we're talking about the stuff that I carry and shoot for the 2023 season. Same thing that I shot last season is literally my EDC. Carry this every day. I'm going to start with the mag pouch, right? The source of feed. Starting with this Dark Star Tactical mag pouch. Just super simple. I don't remember what it costs, but that is my primary reload. And then everything after that is literally coming from pockets. So it's either back pocket, front pocket, really wherever is comfortable at the time. But yeah, usually if I need more than the reload from that Dark Star pouch, it's going to be a really bad day. We're moving on to the next piece is going to be the Filster Floodlight holster setup or the model for a TLR 1HL, which is what I have on the gun. And, it's got the Tier 1 concealed standard 1.5 inch wedge on the back. And slight upgrade. Went with the Ulti-Clip Slim Clips just to keep it attached or stationary on the belt as well as the pants. And what I actually wound up doing was I wound up moving the spare belt loop over to the Dark Star mag pouch to keep it stationary on the belt as well. Use a Velcro setup belt, so it just keeps everything in place and it's not moving around or flopping to one side or the other on me. For the gun, top down, it's going to be, well, obviously, gun type Glock 19, right? Chambered in 9mm, duh. From the top down, I got a Holosun 508T. I went with that because the Holosun EPSs weren't available at the time, so eventually I'll upgrade to that. Sights are going to be AIM Surplus suppressor height sights. and apparently they're way too high. They're a little bit too high, so they take this rear sight takes up a little bit too much of the field of view in the optic. But you know,
To be fair,
you witnessed that at this match.
I did.
It's not just me being a dick.
But it's not something that is. It could be better, but it's not something that's directly a priority right now. So it's not the end of the world.
Well, but you notice it.
You
notice it shooting at speed. There's so much stuff.
There's entirely too much stuff. So yeah, that's also the reason why I switched from the halo dot to just the dot. Help clear up some of that stuff. Moving down to the slide is going to be a Brownells RMR cut slide. Nothing overly complicated. Same thing with the barrel of Brownells threaded barrel with the cap on there for when I want to throw a comp on. For when I decide to maybe shoot open.
What did he say?
Maybe. Open may see me one day with the Glock. Moving down to the frame. Added a little beaver tail, a little bit of stippling and customization. Basically, plasti welded the beaver tail into the frame just to get a little bit more flush and add a little bit more purchase, whatnot with the stippling.
One of the few Glocks I can shoot without getting chunks of skin missing.
Yeah, right. Makes life a whole lot easier. Also, I didn't really like, because this was a Gen 3, I didn't really like how the beaver tail was on initially, is it added a little bit extra width on the back end with that frame pin and all of that stuff. It was just gross. It felt weird in the hand, so I basically permanently attached it to the frame and, you know, used part of that beaver tail to weld it into the rest of the frame. So it's holding up pretty good so far. So there's that. Undercut. Trigger's going to be standard Glock trigger. I think I threw a Zev spring kit in it, but I did replace the trigger shoe with a Overwatch Precision shoe. Did the undercut and stippling myself, and then on the flashlight it's just a TLR1 HL. Nothing super fancy, no frills and thrills, just enough to put in work.
All right, so let's go over my gear for the 2023 season. I say that with the caveat of some of this stuff may be changing in the near future, but we'll go over what I have right now. We'll start with the rig, the holster. It's just a Kydex holster made by Comtac. The hanger is by Never Miss Industries. The belt I'm using is a Double Alpha Academy Lynx belt in, we'll just call it Laughing Low Yellow.
Good one.
The mag pouches are CR Speed Sidewinders. And yes, for those at home, these pouches do in fact fit these links. Evidence. They just take minor persuading with a hammer and time. But they do fit. Onward, I'm using a magnet. A friend of mine actually made this. It's not made by any company, but it's a dope magnet. Pretty powerful. I am probably going to add a 5th pouch for those unloaded starts and stiff, just to have options. That's what I used to run. I tried getting away with 4 through practice and stuff, and really realized I wasn't a fan. I'm going to go back to 5. And then what made me love the Lynx belt and saved me from selling it right away is I ordered this ratchet system through GX Products. He sells it with the links already attached. And you click this in and you can cinch it up and loosen it on a whim. Makes the belt super snug, which I do enjoy. As far as magazines, I'm using Mekar 75 mags. I don't have any base plates on them yet. Probably change that in the future. Another perk about the Lynx belt is it gets awfully compact. I can put this in my range bag and zip my range bag up completely, and my range bag is the size of a carry-on. Onto the gun. This year I'm shooting the gun that I'm probably known for talking the most shit about. The CZ Shadow 2. And I say that tongue-in-cheek because I've always said they're great guns, and they are what they are, right? Built for competition. That's why this gun was made. So, it is factory with the exception of two things. No. Yes, two things. The trigger is the Apex Tactical Trigger Kit, and the grips. These are the Patriot Defense Brass Aggressive Palm Swells, and they are phenomenal. I love them. Super thick. Fills up my hand quite nice. Scars up my hand quite nice. I don't think I'm going to do anything else change-wise to the gun. I think I'm just going to shoot it as is. I guess it's kind of the beauty about production. You don't really need to change a lot of things, especially when the gun is purpose-built for it. So, it's short and sweet for me, and that's really my setup. I'll do an update video of some of my gear changes, which it most likely will. So, we'll do an update video then, but this is how 2023 is going to start for me.
We're live! Okay, so my gear for the 2023 season, I am shooting carry optics, clearly, which is why I only have 3 mags. I'm shooting a Black Scorpion Gear belt with Black Scorpion Gear mag pouches. I really like these mag pouches a lot because they have a lot of versatility as far as the angles. There's like a cup on the inside that has like a ball swivel on it so you can angle it away from the body. I am using a double alpha magnet on the front of the pouch, and I have a belt keeper that I keep right in the front by Arendondo's, the 1.5. Fits nice and snug on there, keeps the belt from coming off of my body. As our bodies fluctuate, sometimes there's less Velcro coverage than other days, so helps out a lot. I have a hanger by Matley Hangers, and it is attached to a CompTac Kydex holster, which I've been running CompTac for like most of my competition guns. When I shot the Shadow 2, same thing, CompTac. I've never had any issues with them. I like them a lot, good and sturdy, never have any of the hardware come out, everything's nice and tight. All right. The magazines that I use are the just standard SIG 21 rounders. I have 3 of them. I do have a Terran that I have with me at all times in my range bag. If a course is looking pretty sketchy and if I know I've been fumbling my reloads, I'll have an extra with me at the start. So there's that. That one will hold 22 rounds. Before I had put the Ruin springs in it. Now I get 23. Anyways, this is what you're all really here for. Splat. There's a lot that has been done to her. She's taken many forms. I do believe this is her final form. From the top to the bottom, I am using a Trijicon SRO with a 2.5 MOA. I have a red fiber optic front, blacked out rear serrated Dawson precision sights. This is a rival slide. The barrel, I'll tell you, it's unique. It's one of a kind. The barrel is a stock barrel from Sig Sauer.
Holy shit.
It's impressive that it's actually stayed stock. That's it. That's the only thing that stayed stock. Everything else has got all the bells and whistles. I have a Grey Ghost Precision slide parts kit in here. Beneath this green paint here, you can see the slight remnants of the Ghost logo. So I'm shooting this with the AXG grip module, which is fantastic because it has replaceable grip panels. So I put the brass lock palm swell grips on these. They're aggressive, they're tacky. I really like them a lot. Like when I first started shooting them, I was like, oh, is it too sharp? It ended up not being too sharp. It's just right. I love it. The back strap is also brass. She's very heavy. She's my big pig. And I do have the Springer Precision Extended Mag Catch on this gun as well. My trigger job is a little bit of a mix between Apex and Grey guns. The Apex is the forward set trigger bar and the flat face shoe. And the gray guns is the sear and sear springs. Oh my god. The most important part. It actually makes me a way better shooter, and I can't believe I didn't mention this at the beginning. My gun was painted by Elite Customs. And I can't believe that I forgot to mention, because it is the most important part about being a shooter, being a better shooter, being faster, is having the coolest paint job on your gun. Style points. So that is my gear that I'm running for this upcoming 2023 season. I'm almost positive something is going to change between now and the end of the year, so I'll keep you guys updated on any tweaks that I make.